Hey guys, so today I'm making a square front drive shaft for a Toyota Pickup. It's been about 10 years since the last time I made one, but this is the beginning of kind of this channel and some how-tos. And first thing I found really helpful, I'm not a trades guy. This is just something I do for fun. There's lots of little tricks that I found along the way. My plugs always come undone. So if you just tie that up like that, it keeps everything nice and tight. So first thing that I'm doing is I'm just gonna put a bevel on the edge of this square tube. So I just beveled the edges there to get ready to weld. So to make this shaft, we have 2.5 inch OD 1/4 inch square tube without any seam in it. And then the inside is this 2 inch OD 1/4 inch. And if you have a seam in there, that's totally fine. That goes in there and it's your drive shaft. Okay, so now that that's beveled, just gonna switch discs here. And we're gonna buzz off the end of this shaft. And it's been a while, like I said, it's been a while since I've done this. So I'm gonna just cut this off because I can't remember what's on the inside of this shaft or like how far up it comes. That the shaft is welded onto. So I'm just gonna burn this off here real quick. So there you have it. We're just gonna junk this, no need for that. And you can see the inside here. Really what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna kind of clean up and get it nice and close to that cup. And then I'll show you how we grind this down to actually get the square shaft put on it. So there you have it. Okay, now we got to get this shaft to have a nice peg to slide into over that, and then we'll weld that up. So the way that I do that is this is why these shafts aren't like super perfect. I'm literally just gonna line this up here and balance it. And you'll notice when you're doing it that the round edges of the 2 inches like almost perfectly line up with the cup that the shaft is slid over. Like, it's pretty cool. So you can get it pretty accurate, and then you just get a marker and mark it, and then chop the corners off and then buzz it down with this disc to get that to slide over the end of it. You want it equal on every side. We're pretty darn good. And I'm sure there are better ways to do it, but this is how I've always done it. Okay, so now I know that I'm going to try to cut all the red off. See that? So all the red, I'm going to just try to buzz down super flat. I'm going right, really right below where this weld comes across, and I'll leave about 1/4 inch from the bottom up here. When I'm cutting with a zip disc, I really like to just score the top part of it. Hopefully you can see that. I like to just kind of score where my mark is that I'm going to be cutting, and then I just follow that straight down, and I try to keep everything nice and in line with where my cut is. So you can see, hopefully it looks alright in the camera. This side, almost cutting through into this cup here. Same on this side, and we'll just keep at it. So I'm gonna do this side, this side, this side, and then we'll just kind of see if it fits. Okay, see that? There's not a chance this is going to go in right away. Pretty good. Pretty close. So now I'm just going to mark the spots that need to be taken down a little more. Okay, and again, this is all, seriously, it's all just eyeball. My corners are totally fine. Oh, you know what? I could probably just hammer this in some the BFH, but I'm gonna take down that a little bit. And then side to side, we're good. That side, we're good. Oh, you know what? Oh, we're so close. Alright, take a little bit on this side. I think we're good on that side. Even it out on this side a little bit. I think we're good on these two sides. Okay. Okay, so here we go. I have a peek. Insertion. Insertion. Okay, now I'm not sure if you can see this, but this is how we're gonna do this with precision. So what I'm doing is I'm literally just looking at this base here and I'm seeing, like, just seriously eyeballing it to see if it's square with the shaft, which it is. Okay, can't go all the way in because, as you can see, like when I cut this, I didn't cut it super square. So just because it sits flush here on one side doesn't mean that it's actually square. You can see the difference in the gaps. But you know what? That's a square shaft for you. It's strong. It kind of has that plug in it. A lot of people don't realize that it has that like square peg that goes in. So that's done, which is great. Let's flip over to the next side and get that going. All right, so there's like a little balance thing here. I just get a chisel and pop it in there. Knock that out. Lift the end off. Okay. So nip the end off. You can see all the gunk in there. And now what we'll do is we're gonna make a peg. I think I gotta grind this one down. Yeah. So you'll see here, we gotta buzz this down. Okay, so I actually had in the scrap bin a piece of 1.5" OD 1/16. This is from a Christmas present I was making for someone. So same kind of thing here. I'm just gonna eyeball the outsides. Precision. Precision, precision, precision. Yeah. So this is like literally maybe 1/8. on each end that we're going to buck off. You'll see that seam right in there. We're gonna have to cut a groove in for that. There you go. Full of gunk. Okay, I'll probably just scoop a screwdriver in there, just clean that out so it's not super gross. There's the seam and insertion. Boom. Okay, and there you have it. So I'll clean up that for weld. I'll just clean out here. I'm not going to bevel it because there's decent gap to fill in there. Not going to worry about this Zerk fitting because there's obviously nothing to fill here. And then I'll clean this end off because we'll cap this, and I'll just nip off a piece of 1/8 flat bar that I have right here, and then ready to weld. Then they go inside each other. So let's weld it up. I've made sure that the sides are as parallel as possible. And I'm just going to tack on opposite sides. And then I'm going to tack that one. I just like to have everything tacked, and then I like to fully weld. I really got to clean this cup. That's terrible. Alright, tack it up. Nice thing about this one is this, I think it's called the yoke, or wherever this ear is, that's actually machined flat. So you can eyeball this one pretty good. Great. Okay, so we are good. Bottom piece, I'm sure you welding pros out there can heckle my welds, but there she be. That's on there. Next. All right. There you go on that. Okay. Last thing left is the cap. This. right. There you go. Insertion. There's your square shaft. I will shove a bunch of grease down in there, and that takes up the slop. Some people weld on a bunch of shims or like weld a bead along here, but like at the end of the day, when there's pressure and it's actually twisting, it's tight. You'll hear it when you coast, rattle around. If you just slap it with grease, you get rid of a lot of that rattle, and when the rattle comes back, then you know you're ready to pull it apart and grease it up again. But there you go. There's a square front drive shaft for a Toyota. Super stout, super strong, relatively cheap, and super commonplace. But that's how I make them. Hopefully it's helpful to you. Feel free to pause at certain places and ask me any questions you want to. But that's it. This CV shaft is a 84, 85. First gen, anything with solid axle CV to get you the angle that you need for wheeling, and the whole reason why you have this square shaft. Alright, there you have it. Let me know. Subscribe for more. This is something I'm going to do on a regular basis. Any projects I have, even thinking about maybe picking up a cheap Toyota and just building it into a budget crawler so that I can kind of document how to do all these things. I wish I had them when I was learning. But there you go. Like I said, I'm no professional. I'm not a mechanic. I'm not a guy in a fab shop or anything like that. But it's just me. Have a good one, guys.